Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for our next guest on What Do You Want to Cook? She spent 20 years at the Tongue Point Job Corps Center, is a 10-plus year board member of United Way of Clatsop County, a sixth generation Astorian, and just an all-around good person.
Thank you, Ken.
Katrina
Thank you.
Sturgeon.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I've been trying to get you here for days.
I know you have. I apologize for the delay, but I'm happy to be here.
All good.
Yeah.
You know, I knew you most when you were at the Tongue Point Job Corps Center for nearly 20 years. Mm-hmm. We used to work together in some capacity, and we hosted students, and we had interns, and it was a really great relationship. You're no longer there. Tell me what you're doing now.
Great question. Yes. So I still get to work in workforce development. I still get to promote engagement from workforce development with the community and workforce employers. And that's under Northwest Oregon Works, which is a local workforce board. Under WIOA funding, so the same funding stream, which is nice, same language, which is good for me. But this time I get to promote it on a higher level and connect some of the funding with the programs like Job Corps and other apprenticeships.
So you still do work with Job Corps a little bit?
I do, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, I love it.
You get to see your people?
I do get to see my people. Yeah, it feels good. I like it a lot.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You, I mentioned sixth generation Astorian. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so Bartolda's family goes back to 1874. I was checking my notes over here.
Oh yeah, fair
1874, yeah. There's a good number of Cumtuck's articles that they're in, so through the Heritage Museum, and I decided I'll do a little homework before I came. So I ended up buying, I think, like 7 of them, just to get a better idea of being authentic in my description. But yeah, the Bartolda's family, 1870.
That's amazing. The local Clatsop County Historical Society does a really good job at cataloging. They're digitizing everything now. If you're ever looking for a photo, they might be able to find you something.
I went in, I talked to them about it. They were fantastic in helping me find these ones. And then my grandma on my dad's side, Joyce Morell, she writes a lot of articles. She used to when she was part of the Genealogy Society. So she has articles there. And when I dropped her name, they were like, oh, I feel like I'm talking to somebody famous. They were really excited about being connected on that level too.
That's amazing. And I don't think we explained to the viewers that Astoria, Oregon is the oldest permanent settlement west of the Rockies.
Correct, yes.
So, founded in 1844?
Is that right?
11. 1811.
1811.
Thank you, studio audience. We appreciate that.
We do.
So it's super interesting. Your family's been here that long.
I love it.
Yeah, so rad.
There's a lot of crossovers, and sometimes when we're in town, my kids will meet new cousins they never met before, and plenty of times walks through Fred Meyer's where they're introduced to new family members that they haven't known.
I bet that's interesting, right?
It is for sure.
That is
especially
interesting.
small town life for sure.
So my next question is, what do you want to cook?
My request was that you cook some Indian food that I can eat and participate in. So that was my hope. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I prepped it,
and
you can still cook it.
All right.
We'll kind of do it. We'll do it together.
That's important, probably.
So why Indian food?
Great question. It's close to my heart. After graduating from University of Oregon, my sister and I lived in India for 6 months. And so central India, Madhya Pradesh, indoor Madhya Pradesh, and we volunteered at a school for rural and tribal women who got to learn vocational skills on one level and then go back to their communities and teach those skills as well to others.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool.
That's super cool. So I bet like Indian food's like kind of communal. I mean, do you guys I mean, that's kind of it. Like Annie's going to bring. You had probably so many different dishes.
We had a lot of dishes, some of them prepared by excellent cooks, others where they were like, okay, you guys go figure that out in the kitchen for sure. And it was a great experience all around. But food is part of what brings people together, and that experience through culture. And when, seeing Westerners kind of carry out these meals or try to carry out these meals or just roll out some roti, it was entertaining for everyone for sure. So.
I am going to try my very, very best to meet your expectations.
I hope you
I want to spur the memory and the reason why you picked Indian food.
I have faith in you.
That's awesome. All right. Folks, if you're enjoying our content, remember this show is about good people. We want to share the good things that people are doing out in the world, like Katrina, and give you all some ideas about maybe how you could volunteer, get involved. There's so many communities around the world like Astoria. I just feel like I live here, and I think that we're setting a good example of things that we could be doing to spread joy.
Yeah, there's some good people here for sure. It's a good place to be.
We're going to dig into the Indian food right here in just a minute, right after this. My name is Chris Holen. For the past 25 years, I've had the privilege of calling Astoria, Oregon home. It's a place that's authentically reinventing itself and bringing about new life. And it's all happening through the incredible people that live here. They're making a difference, one meaningful act at a time. And that's not just an Astoria story, is it? It's a common thread intertwined through every thriving community around the world. Whether it's a small town or a big city, it's powered by its people. Folks dedicated to putting good out into the world. Now, what do you want to cook? We're bringing these stories right into my kitchen. This show is about connecting with the heart of the community, no matter where you are. We'll cook dishes that tell a story. We'll explore how these guests are making a difference. And we'll discover together why these moments of connection are so vital in today's world. It's a cooking show, a talk show, and a celebration of good people. So, what do you want to cook? And what stories do you want to tell? All right, we're back. Indian food.
Yes.
This is fun. Okay. All right, here's the deal. Like a couple things that I've done on previous shows, we're going to kind of build this dish, all right? You can't just throw everything into a pot, turn up the heat, and start cooking. It doesn't really work like that, all right? We've got to open up flavors. We've got to get them to layer and things like that, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about stuff in order. First of all, we're going to use just a little bit of oil. This is kind of really soft, light olive oil. Okay, that's what I have. Indian food, oftentimes they use ghee. I don't have any. I didn't get any. So and that would be more like brushed on the bread and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and just use this olive oil, and I don't think we'll be able to tell a terrible difference.
All right.
And most people already have that and they're covered, right?
That's true.
A little bit of that. All right. I cut up half a red onion.
All right.
All right. We got about a tablespoon of fresh ginger, tablespoon of fresh garlic.
Good.
Okay. We're going to start with that, and we're going to kind of sweat it and start to bring it together. Then, and only then, we're going to get into the spice factor. All right.
Ooh, that looks good.
Okay. Here's the deal. This is, dun dun dun. This is about an 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric.
Ah, yes.
We have a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin.
Which one is that one? This one?
This one.
All right.
1/2 teaspoon of coriander.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, not that one. Coriander.
Okay.
And this is the garam masala.
Ooh,
Okay,
there you go.
so the curry spice.
Yes.
All right. And about a teaspoon of salt.
Love it.
All right. So after we sweat the garlic, the ginger, the onions, we're going to toast this all together in the pan with those things. Just for a couple minutes. Be careful not to burn it.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're going to add to that a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce.
Good.
Okay. It's just simple tomato sauce, nice pureed. 1/2 cup. We're going to cook that for 3 or 4 minutes, okay, before adding the next thing. The reason being is we want to take the kind of that tomato kind of bite off it. We need it to kind of marry together.
Yeah.
All right. From there, and then, but wait, then we're going to go ahead, 1.5 cups of chickpeas.
Good deal.
If you can't find chickpeas, get garbanzo beans.
I thought they were the same. Okay,
You see
good.
what we did
Okay,
there?
good. Yes, you did. Oh, wow. That's good. Okay, good.
I based everything off of this, okay, because that way I can buy one can, a 15-ounce can, rinse it off, rinse all the aquafaba off. It does have a purpose, but not in this.
Okay.
So you can use aquafaba
Sometimes
for
we
other
keep
things.
the aquafaba.
You can use it as an egg substitute.
Really?
Yeah. This is a can. Now, if I was to cook these,
not know that.
if I was to cook these chickpeas from raw or from hard, I could use that liquid that I cooked them in as like a chickpea stock instead of this 1/4 cup of water that we're going to add.
Good to know.
All right? But from the can, you don't want to add the aquafaba from the can into this dish. Okay?
All right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So you got that quarter cup of water.
Got it.
You could use stock if you wanted to. This is going to be vegan though. We're just going to go with water.
Right.
Veg stock. You could use chicken stock. Okay.
Right.
Then we have 3/4 cups of coconut milk.
Ooh, yes.
All right. We're going to cook that together for a few minutes. We're going to start to kind of reduce it, marry everything together, and then we'll check it and see where we're at. Okay. We can add more of the curry, the garam masala, if we like.
All right.
We could season it with more salt if we like, and then we'll go from there.
Do you
All
like
right?
spicy?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I do. And let's find out what happens.
Right? I love it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm winging it. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to turn the flame on we don't want it too hot. About a medium heat, okay? A little bit of olive oil in the pan. Just enough. All right.
It's a good spiral shape in there.
You like
I
that?
like it, yeah.
Yeah, squirt bottle.
I love it.
That's how you do that.
More tricks behind the counter.
More tricks behind the counter. Okay, so this is where we're going to go. This is where you're going, and
yes.
I'm going to film it, okay?
All right.
Then we can get shots for everybody so they can see up close in the pan.
Yeah,
Wait,
and then my family's going to expect me to cook.
We're going to wait like 15 seconds, all right? So you're going to go these 3 things
All right. In this order?
in 12 seconds from now.
Oof.
You can wait.
Pressure's on.
It's going to be
Pressure's
okay.
on.
Here, while we're waiting,
I like this. I like props. This is good.
wooden spoon.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All
Got
right.
it?
All right. And actually, would you hand me one of those towels?
I'd be happy to. There's 2 of them.
Okay, one's yours. All right. Okay, go ahead. Let's start adding that stuff. I'm going to capture that magical moments on our little GoPro here.
I love
All right,
it. Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So I'm putting this in first.
That's
garlic.
right.
All right.
There goes the garlic.
There goes it.
Okay,
Every bit's in there. Oh, I left some. We want every bit, right?
every bit.
How's that? Am I doing that good?
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
Expertly put in the pan.
Thank you kindly.
Good job. Yep.
Right?
Very nice.
More?
Yep.
All right.
Going ginger. That looks so nice.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
I
well,
bought the most beautiful little cloves.
you just chopped it so well.
I chopped it.
So well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I did. Now you have to know that I did pre-prep because we don't want this show to be like an hour and a half.
We don't. And
Okay.
I did say in my contract I didn't want to chop. So that's
Yeah, there
good.
was a contract issue. All right. Red
Ready?
onions.
Okay.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't like to cook these though, right? Am I understanding that correctly? Red onions?
From the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not the last one.
Right, the
Episode
first.
1.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Daly.
Time will go by before this one comes out. Okay, so we're going to sweat those. I was actually saying that red onions I think they're lovely, like with a vinaigrette, like raw on a salad.
Yeah, I do
think
too.
they're super nice.
Oh, I love them, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like the really bitey, like kind of your standard yellow onion, maybe not
Yeah.
raw, but these are super nice.
Yeah.
They're nice like that. All right, so we're going to let that kind of sweat. All right. So, Katrina, while we're cooking,
Yes.
tell me about your time at Tongue Point Job Corps.
Oh my gosh, yes. I started there when I was 22, and it was after I came back from India, and I was thinking, what do I want to do next? So I went back home for a little bit to figure things out, and the plan was it was going to be a summer job, and it just stuck with me. And I realized, wait a second, I just spent 6 months at a vocational training school in India that I loved. This is in my backyard. Why had I not considered this as an option for education and also for a career? So I found myself really connecting and settling into it and looking at all the different positions and possibilities. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love
What did you end up like? You had a position, a singular, for a long time, right? And what was that? What was that
Right.
job?
Yeah. So I started in the dorms. I did some stuff in academics. Then you and I met when I was doing the work-based learning specialist, so the internship.
Yep.
And then from there, I became the business and community liaison. So it was a little bit of what I do now in regards to educating people about Job Corps, promoting the program on that level, and engaging employers and the public in what was going on.
It's, Job Corps is such a vital part of building.
Yeah.
I like to kind of put it in my opinion, really simple terms. Job Corps is so vital in educating young people in trades. We need those jobs, and while doing so, they're creating tax-paying Americans.
Yeah.
It's that simple,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
We were fortunate that we got to work when they had a culinary program, and I tell you what, like we had, I'm not sure how many.
You were consistent. We could always count on you guys to take a student in. It was wonderful. Part of the pairing for a good internship, right, is that you have a supervisor. You have a company that's willing to not only host the student there, but give them some guidance, give them some mentoring. And you were on board for that, and your team. It was Billy and so many others. It was wonderful to have that connection and really know our students were leaving with some great skills, but understanding and love for what you guys are doing. It was good. It was always nice. Always really nice.
It's really good. We have another alter ego known as Chef Out of Water. I don't know if you remember these.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
So
we did a pop-up.
Yeah, so Chef Out of Water is like a global chef exchange organization, and we like to bring we bring the world a little closer through food.
Yeah.
And when we bring chefs here or other places, or we take chefs to other countries, been all over the world. Organizing chef exchanges, giving chefs an opportunity, as in the Chef Out of Water, to get uncomfortable, get out of their own routine.
Right, yeah.
You know, get out of their normal day and get out of their own kitchen to really learn more from other people.
And those other people learning from them, which was awesome.
That's exactly right. So when we would organize a chef to come here, we always made a point of doing a pop-up. So we would do a pop-up for a local charity.
Yeah.
The chefs would get to work with Job Corps students. Mm-hmm. The students would get to have real-world practical experience. And
am I going again?
Yep, stir. Okay. Hold that thought. Here we go. We're going tomato.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you scoop that.
Scoop it.
There you go. That is a half cup tomato sauce, all right? Okay, we're gonna turn that back down a little bit, kind of low, and let it cook for a second.
Okay.
So the students would get a practical real world experience. In this kitchen, actually, they would interact with the public. And it was just all around really, really cool experience.
It was, yeah.
And we appreciate that you guys were always willing to help us organize that, help us promote it. We would have people from the organization that we're supporting that day come and be present. And we had sometimes in 3 or 4 hours, we could have like 150 people.
It was packed. I remember. Yeah,
super
that was
fun.
Always super packed.
Super fun. And a pay what you can format.
Oh,
you pay whatever you wanted to pay.
Right. Yes.
That was a really cool part. And
it made it accessible to so many.
And it was just super impressive amount of support that I received. So anyway, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it was a good deal to
Thank you
support.
for doing that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of here, let's go ahead and put these in. Okay. All the spices. Okay. We're just going to cook that all together. All right. Okay. One of my favorite parts, look, I mean, you asked if we had room for students in our kitchen. Mm-hmm. And when we had more than room for students, we were super happy and super proud to bring these students along to the point that they were employable. That's the idea.
Right.
All right. In our big restaurant back in the day, we were super proud to be able to actually employ them. If we had a position available that they were qualified for, we would offer it to them, assuming they could organize the schedule to make it work for everybody. In fact, we actually had a number of students from the medical assisting program that would work in the front of the house.
Oh, yes. I think I remember that.
They were
awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
It was super helpful.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of having students in the kitchen wasn't just the help, we needed them. They were helpful. But my favorite part is I really feel like having students in our kitchen made us better.
Good.
At our job. It made us better teachers, better mentors, And just when you can master something, where you can teach somebody something, I think that's really when you get to the point that you've mastered it, right?
I think when you teach it, but you see that light in their eyes, right?
Yeah.
They come back and they demonstrate those skills,
Yeah.
right? And they take that redirection that you offer because you're invested as somebody, as a mentor, you're invested. They take that redirection. That's, I'm sure, quite a satisfying experience. And I'm glad that you guys got to offer that to the students.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Okay, so your new job has some affiliation.
Right, yeah. It's still under Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, and which is what Job Corps is authorized under. And it's focused on workforce development. And the objective of this wing of WIOA is that it's focused on regional, what are the needs for the region? So Northwest Oregon Works is focused on Columbia, Clatsop, Tillamook, Lincoln, and Benton counties. And we make sure, based on direction from a board with 51%, at least 51% employers, that we are focusing on the industries and needs of these counties versus, the whole state or other distractions or other communities or counties that wouldn't necessarily have the same priorities.
Right.
Yeah, so it's hyper-localized, which is fantastic. It is developed with the insight from employers, so we're not just making up things to make up things. And then we look for the funding and braid funding and support other things like engaging folks in the workforce program that maybe have barriers, like income or transportation, those sorts of things, helping them engage in the training they need for their next step.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, next question.
Yeah.
I think we agreed that you, after doing some math, that you spent 10-ish years
Right.
on the board of United Way,
Yeah.
Clatsop County.
Yeah.
Tell me about your time doing that.
Yeah. So yeah, we were trying to math it out. I don't know why my brain doesn't hold it. So I think it was about 10 years.
It's because we're all still 22.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it's hard to
absolutely.
keep track when you're still feeling 22.
For sure. Forget the silver highlights. This young woman named Jen Holen recruited me. She took me out for coffee
I know her.
with the guys of just, wanting to hang out. And next thing I knew, I was on the board.
She has a way of convincing you. Just with her presence.
She's passionate. It was authentic.
Right.
It was like, I see a space for you here. Will you join us? And I was, how can you say no to that?
You can't.
I can't.
And you can't really say no to Jen Holland.
You can't, right?
I know. I've been married to her for 25 years.
That's a good idea. So United Way is fantastic. So I've been on a lot of boards and enjoyed so much of that work. United Way to me was special because it did the research for the nonprofits, so that when people decided to invest in these nonprofits, they knew that we did that research, where we can say, yes, they're putting their money where they say they're going to put their money. These are the numbers that back that. These are the stories that back that. Will you reinvest again? So that felt good from that side of the house. And then for those community partners, making sure they got what they needed was important. And so I loved it. It was enjoyable to do, and all the different projects that we had, I got to weave my family into it as well, which is always lovely to engage them on that level.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good for them.
It is.
As well. I mean, it's like kind of help introduce to.
Here's our community.
Yeah.
Here's the people that we get to connect with, the people that are a part of it.
It's the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's add.
You're doing a great job.
Let's add. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's go ahead and add coconut milk,
All right.
water, and chickpeas.
All right. So just nice and easy,
Yeah.
right?
Nice and easy.
Okay.
See, there's that. Oh yeah.
My family's going to expect so much out of me now.
They might. This is easy. And, I have leftover spices, so you could take them home with you.
Oh, goodness. This will be aired later, so they won't know that.
And, they won't know that. That's clever. Good talk, then.
Yeah, right?
Okay, and then go ahead and water
Okay.
and the chickpeas.
Can I leave that in there? Is
100%.
Is that
Yeah,
a
it's
faux
fine.
pas? Okay.
There you go.
Just.
Yep. Water and chickpeas.
And the chickpeas.
And the chickpeas.
We're getting crazy. We're getting crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
There we go. Just stir it all together,
All right.
and we'll we'll bring the heat up a little bit, and we'll let it cook.
Okay. Am I bringing the heat up, or is that you? Who's the heat
I'll do it.
bringer?
I'll do
Okay.
I'll do it so we don't have a situation.
All right. That's probably a good idea.
I think each of our interpretation of that is maybe
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Probably. So yes.
All right.
I stirred those really good. I'm really proud of
You
myself.
did. Nice job. Okay, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. So I think people don't many people may not know this, all right? So I've heard this a number of times, as my wife was the director of United Way for quite a while, and a board member for a long time.
Yeah, before that.
I think, you know, a big, let's say, misconception about United Way
Yeah.
is we're speaking of United Way of Clatsop County, this county. And that United Way supports the people that live in this county.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go to the big machine of the nation or the international United Way.
Right.
It stays here. Funds raised here stay here 100%, and they support your
Neighbors.
friends,
Your
your neighbors.
Yeah. You at
You.
times. Yeah, for sure. There were definitely times where I got to participate in some of the services offered by some of our partner agencies, and it felt good to be a part of that and know, yeah, we're doing something good with this money. So.
It's amazing. You know, I had a cook one time that had I think helped with a couple events or something for United Way, but his house burned down to the ground,
Ooh.
lost everything. But guess who showed up? Agencies supported by United Way,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you, he became a big volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
He saw how special it was up close and in person. So
Yeah.
I think it's just a wonderful thing, and anybody that can dedicate that sort of time
Yes.
to support agencies in their own community, good for you.
Yeah. Shout out to the current board members and
Shout-
staff.
yeah, right?
United Way, the
Yeah,
agencies.
no kidding.
You guys are doing good work.
Doing really good work.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work. So, Katrina,
Yeah.
10 years
Mhm.
as a board member or board president.
Yes. So to get some president time.
What's your proudest moment? Is it an event that was created? Is it an event that was maintained? I mean, what was your proudest moment
Oh gosh. Right.
as
That's
being part of United Way of Clatsop County?
Yeah, great question. I think proud is hard because when you're part of a board, especially an active board, people are contributing. They're there. They're being a part of it.
How about what gave you all the feels?
Good feels. I really liked the day of caring. I love the day of caring.
know.
I loved finding projects that were important to community members who maybe we didn't cover as agencies, but they needed help in a big way. And then being able to see, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, but we'd set up multiple stations. We really tried to stretch it across, not just focused in one part of the county. So we'd have multiple stations. And as the pictures, I really am getting goosebumps, as the pictures were coming in of the projects in all these different areas and things happening that it took a little elbow grease. It just took a little bit of coordination. We weren't moving mountains, but the impact it had in each of those areas was significant and just gave people the permission to continue doing the good work that they were doing. And so that felt good, and it was fun to do, and it was neat to bring those people together and actually get my hands dirty and get in the dirt and do whatever needed to be done. So I loved it. Yeah.
Always a good thing.
Yeah.
All the feels.
Yeah.
Give you all the feels. All right, we are cooking away on our chickpea curry.
Okay, am I supposed to
Let
stir?
me get a little image here. Yeah,
You may
give
do
it a little stir.
Okay.
Okay, what we're looking for is it's going to start to get, it's hard to explain. You see how it seems like kind of loose?
It is kind of loosey.
Okay, let's make it less loose and then we'll taste it and see where we're at.
I love it.
Sound good?
That
We're
sounds
basically
great.
going to reduce the liquid a little bit, evaporate some of that liquid off and concentrate the flavors, marry them all together. Okay?
Okay.
So we're getting super close.
I feel like in India they refer to it like a gravy kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little thicker.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I will say, look, here's the deal. I wanted to keep it simple. I want to keep it simple, but something that is flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, make this your own. Sure, follow this situation that we just did.
Yeah.
Cook it like this, but you could add towards the end, throw some fresh zucchini in there.
Ooh.
Throw some
Ooh, I love zucchini.
some green beans in there. Throw some other things. You could put shrimps in here, prawns, chicken.
Mushrooms? Can we do mushrooms?
You could put mushrooms in there.
I don't know if they use
I just want to keep it simple, but it is flexible.
Yeah.
And then also make some rice. Pour it over rice. We're just going to eat it with some naan bread.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And just dunk it in there
I love
and
it.
see how it goes.
I think it's going to go great. Feeling good about it.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. All right. Okay, that's looking nice. Okay, so in the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to heat up this other skillet. And if you would, underneath that lid right there.
This one.
Yep.
Okay.
So lift that up,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see
I do see.
something that, there you go, that's
Voila.
it. That's it. It's the magic of television. You didn't even see me make those.
All right.
Right?
I did it.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Need some sound effects in the background.
Right?
Yeah.
Woo! Oh, there it is. See, look. It's
It is.
coming together.
It is. It's less loose.
Less loose. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, I think what we're going to do now is just, I got to ask you a favor, though, because I have no idea.
Okay.
Can I try it first?
Huh?
I just want to make sure it doesn't suck.
Do you try it first? Go for it. Yeah, and then you just spare me.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I can't read your face. Were you purposely masking that? I'm going to say it's good no matter what, but I'll vary on the goodness. Is that fine? It is good.
Okay, what do you want to do?
It's more tomato-y than I thought.
Do you want to add more garum?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
in that bowl.
This one right here,
Yep.
you were ready for this?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know
let's do
about all add what you want. So we can add more. We're going to adjust
Do I
it.
use a spoon? What do I use?
I'm going to give you another
Okay,
spoon.
good. I don't want health inspectors to come stomping in.
Health inspectors.
Do we have to deal with those for the show? Probably not.
I don't
right?
know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. I'm winging it here,
They're
sir.
gonna come make sure my bathroom doors close on their own. It's important things.
It really is.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
Okay.
let that cook just briefly, and then we'll taste it again.
I like it. I'm
You
up
like
for
it?
it. Yeah.
Do you like cilantro?
I love cilantro. Do you?
Yeah,
I feel bad for the people that think it tastes like soap.
I know. Right? It's a thing though. It's genetic.
I know,
apparently.
but what kind of life are they living?
My wife loves cilantro, but her mother can't. She can't eat it.
Ooh.
It's a thing.
Ugh. My condolences to your
It's a
mother-in-law.
thing. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what are you gonna put on your fish tacos?
Exactly, right?
Just saying.
It's firming up nice.
It is nice. All
Did
right.
I do
let's see
this? Is that legal?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's illegal.
I don't want to
We're
set
not serving
bad
this.
habits for the show.
We're not serving this to the general public.
Okay, good. You have a good poker face.
I'm gonna let you try it.
Okay.
And we'll see if we have the same thoughts.
Okay. And I mean, yours is way better than mine, so I'm going to say we won't. But I feel like I could put more in.
That's what I was
Okay,
gonna
good.
say.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Oh, we're on the same
I got it right.
page.
I got it right.
You could probably just dump it in there.
I'm dumping it all
Just
in.
dump it in there.
Hmm?
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I was gonna say. Oh, good. We're gonna share the meal and we agree on that. That's
I like
that's
that.
nice.
That's good.
All right, let's get one more. So look how dark it's getting.
It is.
That's super nice. What I want to do at the end. Are you good at salt level?
I like
the
salt.
salt level.
I like.
Or you would
Oh,
like more.
we could put more in. I would be all right with that.
Let's
as well,
use a
yeah.
little bit of. Let's use a little bit of this one.
Mhm.
I don't know if you know about this salt.
Chef Daddy.
What's it called? What's that?
Chef Daddy? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. In case you don't know, I think you probably know by now. Chef Daddy brand, enhancing life's flavor.
That's a good catchphrase.
I've been working on it. Still,
like it.
I haven't changed anything.
Yeah.
I'm still going with it.
Yeah, but the intonation with that one really sold
Yeah,
it. I think
super
they're going to
nice.
go off the shelves after
Off the shelf.
Yeah.
I better get stocked up.
this. You better.
Get the shipping labels ready to print.
Absolutely.
This particular savory blend, this is kind of my go-to.
Yeah.
We're not really gonna have the hints that necessarily of like the herbs. It'll be nice. So it's a coarse ground, lightly blended with savory herbs. All right.
See, I like it.
All right. Ooh, I don't want to burn that. We'll have less. Oh yeah, that's nice, right?
Yeah, it is.
A little bit dark like that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a little. Let's just guess. Let's go right there.
That's it. That's
Happy
it.
with that? All right.
Yeah. Do I mix it still or do
Mix
I
it
leave
together,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Mix it together. Let's go real low on the heat.
Okay.
Okay. That was too low. So low it went out. Okay. Low on the heat. Let's finish it off. Okay. What I was thinking is that we could put just squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon juice in at the end.
Yes.
I think it'll just brighten it all up.
I do too.
And then a handful of cilantro on top.
Let's do it.
Yeah?
You got great ideas. Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to give that. Man, that looks pretty good.
It does.
That looks pretty good. I have to tell you, I'm probably least familiar with making Indian food than other things. I've spent like a lot of time in France, the Mediterranean, China, Southeast Asia. But Indian food's probably my least. So I'm excited that you said Indian food.
Yes.
I can learn something new.
Yeah, thank you for going on this
It's
journey
like
with me.
Chef Out of Water meets Katrina Sturgeon.
There you go, right? The
Right?
sturgeon reference really ties in nicely there.
Okay, I want to take one more go at that.
You went hot. That was a really hot bite.
It's nice. And it's like right on the edge of spicy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
It's good.
the sweet spot.
Yep.
It's amazing.
That's the spices towards the end, which I like that a little bit too, so I can get some flavor, then
Right.
get a little bit of. Ooh, good.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. Our naan bread is super nice. Let's do this, since I have one, so we get all the goodness out of here. What I'm thinking is that we're going to do this.
Okay.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but this thing's super hot.
Oh,
So
goodness.
I thought I'd just do that.
I appreciate you
Just to
taking
be,
that on
you know.
for me.
But you can do the end,
Oh, good.
the finishing touches.
I love it.
Okay, that's
It's working
done.
out well for me.
Okay, naan bread. Let's take that. Right there. That's done. All right. So, let's do this.
Ooh.
Fresh squeeze. I think a half a lemon is.
I didn't know that's how you're supposed to put the lemons in. This
We
is
got to
good. I'm
get it.
learning
We
that.
got to get the magic on camera.
You
here.
do. I don't want to be in the
Oh, look at
way.
that. That's it right there.
That's the shot.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. We got that. Okay. Here you go.
Oh,
You get to choose how much
cilantro?
Yeah.
Can I just grab the
You
whole?
do whatever you want. Do it. I dare you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I do like it. I'm putting it all on.
Okay.
We'll leave a couple on the plate just
Yeah, it's
to
like a cilantro with curry chickpeas.
It is, yeah.
Instead of chickpeas.
Not
it's cilantro,
garbanzo, just chickpeas.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It would be different if they were garbanzo.
Absolutely. I would have put half the cilantro.
Awesome. I need you. Let's do this. Hold on one second. Let's go. What do you like? Quarters?
I love quarters.
You
Let's
like
do
quarters?
It, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do quarters.
Oh, that's pretty.
We'll save the rest for. We'll have more. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love it.
Does it
It's
look
looking
nice?
beautiful. Yes.
Okay, I need something from you though. Let's get a good shot. Oh my goodness gracious! Can you pick it up?
I can't. The whole plate
Mhm.
or the bite?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do it. Do it.
Uh-huh. Now.
Yeah. Volunteer, all-around good person, 6th generation historian, and semi-professional chef.
There you go.
Katrina Sturgeon.
Yes.
That looks super nice. Well done.
Fantastic. The bar's set high.
Good job. All right, let's eat it.
Let's do it.
Let's eat it. You can just dunk one in there. And
I
try
want
it
to.
out.
Is that okay?
Yeah, please do.
Which one? How do I know which one to pick?
Oh, just the favorite one, the one
Just
that
do
speaks
it.
to you.
I want the toasty one there.
Yeah. Don't get it all over you get it on the apron.
Get on the apron. I wore dark colors, so if it did
And
get on,
here's
I'd be
a-
fine. Yeah.
If you want to do that.
good. I like it.
You like it?
Mhm.
Does it remind you of your time in India?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
I think.
So
you
if it doesn't,
nailed
you can lie to me.
I'm authentically telling you this is
Awesome.
delightful.
Excellent.
And my memory from 20 years ago says we're on target.
Yeah, I gotta try that too. I'm gonna.
Can I double dip? What's the rules?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
Do it.
I'll do this. Look, you put the spoon there. I'll follow that.
Double dip.
There's something good about eating with your hands, though. I
Right?
think digging in, yeah.
Yeah.
Ethiopian food, have you tried that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my favorite. I love it.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to Ethiopia. I've been to Western Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Mali, Senegal, and then up in the north of Morocco.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a bit of time there. It's night and day.
Right.
It's a whole different world.
I spent
It's a
time
whole
in
different
Russia.
world.
I spent 2 summers in Russia.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in Siberia, and then Vladivostok, and then Belize. A summer in Belize as well.
Oh.
So yeah, that's
How's
and
the Spanish?
Dominican Republic. Not great, but Belize is the Creole. A lot of the Creole in Belize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Dominican Republic a couple of times as well. So
Awesome.
yeah, but no, I'm not great at Spanish.
So, while we're enjoying this, we last year you recruited me
Mm-hmm.
to judge was it the first annual?
Mm-hmm.
The first annual county fair chili cook-off.
Yes.
And it was super fun.
What's
Tell me about that. What's you work with in a like a volunteer capacity with the fair every year. What do you do with them?
Before we do that, do I have anything in my teeth?
No, you're good.
You're good. Okay.
Yeah, like cilantro leaves?
Yeah, something. You know, that's
No,
a
you're
lot
good.
of potential there. Okay, good. Thank you. You're good too. So, yeah. So I've been working with the Clatsop County Fair as a volunteer coordinator.
Okay.
For community competitions. Again, I always forget the length of time for things, but I want to say definitely before I was on United Way.
So a minute.
Since my kids were little. Yeah, since my older kids were little. So a good chunk of time. And it's fantastic in the way that it draws the community together.
Yeah.
And we started with a lot of static projects. So, folks bringing in their quilts, not for age, just any age. We have art that was coming in. We've got photography coming in. Last year, we started some live contests. So we did flower decorating, we did best garden outfit, and we did the chili cook-off, and that was a hit. We had really good participation for that, which is wonderful. That partly came from because my husband is a cook, and he's an outdoor cook. He's out there in the kitchen in the winter making chili, roasting so many meats, right?
Oh, is he smoking food?
Oh,
and
always.
Yeah,
And he's
awesome.
already working on his chili recipe. And so he was excited to see something like that at the fair. And I did a lot of research about how to host one of those. Chili cook-offs are serious business.
Serious business.
Holy smokes.
No, people were they were not kidding around.
Oh my gosh. And
There was some feelings hurt. All that happened.
Well, I know, don't tell me that part, because then my husband won, and I was like, I promise this is not rigged. So we did
No,
it.
it's blind.
It is.
You don't know whose is whose.
You don't. So
Yeah.
it goes in styrofoam cups. On the bottom
Right.
of the cup is this is through the official rules, is a raffle ticket with number on it. So that's taped onto the bottom. The chef gets one of the raffle tickets with a number on it, and then the cups themselves look the same, styrofoam, and then once they get back, somebody else mixes them up, numbers them, and then you guys judge them based on the number. So when we reveal the one with the biggest score, we do it based on that cup number, and then we take the reveal what the number really is, and my husband ended up winning. So that was a win for home, but also really cool engagement for the community at the county fair. So this year we're going to do it again. Chili cook-off. I guess this will be after that. So we did it again. And then this year we also added Sasquatch calling to the mix.
Sasquatch calling.
Yeah, so we're going to try it. We got some stage time. We're going to see who can come up with the best call for Sasquatch. If he makes an appearance, she or they makes an appearance, then we'll be happy to feature Sasquatch. But the competition's there. It'll be a fun one. We did the flower decorating again, and that's through generations through the community.
Flower decorating.
Yeah, flower arrangement. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The side note is that I'm not crafty and I don't cook. So I ended up in this volunteer capacity for the county fair in a way where I really get to nurture other people's excitement about what they do, what their talents are. And our theme is, celebrating the Clatsop County Fair spirit through the talent of the community members. So the goal is to engage as many different communities as we can within Clatsop, not just the traditional 4-H families or who have done 4-H, which they're always welcome, but we want every niche, every group. So I sent out invites to a lot of the nonprofits locally and Felling Empty Bellies and United Way, just hoping to get more representation in the art and the live contests.
Super cool.
It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah, and so I've got a great team of volunteers that keep coming back every year, which is a good sign. It's a lot of hours and a lot of work, and I may or may not be semi-grumpy when you see me during Fair Week, but just know that this face smiles too most of the time, but it's tiring. It's a long.
Oh, I'm sure.
Those are long, long days for everybody that's there.
That's a big commitment.
It is a big one. So.
Well, I think I'm sure everyone appreciates it, though.
They do, yeah. I think it's.
See, it's good. See, they can know the person behind the flower arranging and competition and the chili cook-off.
Here she is.
Sasquatch calling.
Yes. Next year, we welcome advice too and ideas. So we added these based on advice or recommendations from previous years, and we'll keep building on it, hopefully, and it goes well.
Awesome.
Free to enter for everything, and there's prizes and ribbons and good stuff like that, too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2026 that we're to talk about.
Yes, absolutely.
Folks, if you're enjoying this content, please subscribe, like, share, do all the things.
Set the alert, right, so they know when it comes out. The next one, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am enjoying creating it. So thanks for joining us. Katrina, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience?
Golly, one of my biggest thoughts that when I think about, my siblings all moved away, and I'm the last one at home in this area, right? And I think, what keeps me here? And there's so many things, but what I find is a sense of community, whether I bump into somebody I haven't seen in a while at Fred Meyer's and we talk about all the projects we're working on, to when I post on social media, I need some help with my RV that I may or may not have backed into a branch. People come out of the woodwork, right? And they're there to help and contribute. And when I offer something in exchange for that, sometimes folks are in a space where they want that. Other times they're like, no, I'm just doing this, because we're part of the community. So that brings me joy. That makes me really happy to still be here, continue the Bartolus and Morel and Rummel legacy that's here, a little bit of Gasser.
Sprinkle it in there.
Yeah, it feels good to be here and be a part of all this. And I was honored that you reached out to me, definitely kind of nervous about it. But thank you for giving me this time and letting me talk a little bit more about what brought me here and what keeps me here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is so much fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Unfortunately for you, we're going to go eat this now.
Yeah, I'm missing
and
out.
that'll be it.
That'll be it.
Thanks you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time on What Do You Want to Cook?